Hey guys, one sec here. I'm just taking some notes. I saw S&T in the chat room and I looked at it. It's popping up on our scanner as well. Right now up about 20%. It only has news about a price target. The price target news tends to not really be that exciting. Don't think I'm gonna... I don't know, we'll see. Don't want to be overly biased on a negative. We'll get started here in a second. Just let me finish up a few things. So SINT, about a 12 million float, US medical device company. Yeah. It's tough. You know, we've traded SINT several times in the past. It is moving higher. No volume on it, really. Price target increase isn't bad. I probably wouldn't really consider buying this unless I had some sort of better entry, maybe around 2.5 or so, near bigger support. So let's see how this one kind of performs. There's definitely big support on SINT at 2.5 to something like that. If this area cracks, I wouldn't be surprised. So I'd probably build a position somewhere around 2.5 if we got it. I'm not really sold on this one, but I actually like the fact that it's a former gapper, just kind of, you know, maintaining a little upward streak. I'm gonna have an alert here at 255, see if SINT starts making some progress, but nothing really too interesting, I would say. Okay, so guys, let's get started here. Before we dive into the watch list, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Good morning, first of all, everyone. Welcome back to the live stream. We first review the watch list, and then we trade the market open. Every day the market's open. Hope everyone's feeling good. Got your sip of water, lemonade, coffee. I don't know, whatever it takes. I'm a little tired actually right now, but I think I'll probably get in the mood in a little bit. You know, looking at the markets now since about 6:45. Today, it's Tuesday, it's the 4th of August, and it's 15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 15 minutes till the market opens at 9:30, and we'll wrap up the stream by 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Quick reminder for everyone that's new, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. My trades are quick, not meant to be followed. Always know yourself while you're entering and exiting a stock, especially know what your stops are. This community is a place to help each other. Please do not spam or you'll be put in timeout or kicked. Check out the video description. Got a bunch of FAQs down there, and let's dive into the watch list. Yeah, SSNT. I almost said SINT. A lot of similar sounding names here. Look at my watch list. This is how much stuff we've been moving today. It's just like totally full. I really like when there's just like 3, you know, stocks total, and then really like one is the main one. It's been a lot of kind of stuff switching out here. SSNT popped up in the scanners a little bit later. This one, what time was that when this one was popping up on the scanner? I remember it felt pretty late. Yeah, okay, like around 7:30, which, okay, it's not that late. It's not like 8 or 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock gapper. Sometimes we'll even get like a 9:15 gapper that just randomly pops up on some news. I have a limit order actually on this one, SSNT, around 10.75. Maybe we'll get a quick flush on it. I'm not sure, but I may or may not remove this in the market open. I might even remove it now. Just know if I have a limit order out, you know, it doesn't mean that I'm just going to blindly leave it here. It means I was closely watching it, and maybe it's not true anymore, this order. So just keep that in mind. Be very careful if you're just blindly following me. It's not what I recommend at all. You know, 2 million float, which really gives SSNT a huge spikeability, I think. US software app company acquires Prairie Tech Solutions Group. So yeah, it has a catalyst. I'm a little kind of curious on this thing overall. I mean, SSNT has a little decent spike today, kind of pulling back here. We know $10 is big support. Let's go back here again to the daily chart. What I don't like about it is just the daily chart in general. It's all over the place. It's very choppy. It doesn't really move nicely. Let's just go to the weekly here, and you could even see how sketchy this thing is overall. SSNT, you know, says it used to be at almost $50,000, which obviously is not true. It's not the case. It's what happens when a stock reverse splits constantly. And then goes constantly reverse splits, like, you know, 1 to 10, 1 to 10 again, 1 to 10. So price started off at $10, then it artificially went to 100, then it went to 1,000, then it went to 10,000, and so on. That's what reverse splits does. And then, so they have more shares to reverse split, more capital to get out of the markets. They constantly dilute the stock, and then you get something that looks like this. So this thing's probably only going to go in one direction, and that's probably to the downside. So SSNT, I'm not really too excited about it. I think there are some opportunities for some dip buys. And maybe some breakouts, but I don't know. I'm not sold on this one. Clear, resistance all over the place. $10 is probably like the only major support zone. Let's kind of go in here a little bit. We have some support and resistance here at 15 again. Might be worth looking at, but I don't know. Ran all the way up to 20. So we'll see what happens. If I get a little trade on this one, now I probably, no matter what trade I do on SSNT, I'm not going to hold it that long. ADT, I held pretty long yesterday. I probably held it for like, 10 minutes, not including the halt, which is a very long trade for me. SSNT, I probably wouldn't hold this thing for more than 1 or 2 minutes, just because I don't really trust this one. Where do I get my morning gap up list? FMTFXE22, that's a crazy name, is asking. And I have a scanner that I use right here, the gap scanner. And you guys know about this scanner. It's in the video description below. There's a whole video where I talk about my scanner, and then I share the scanner with you guys. You know what? I was really not expecting this thing to sell off so much already. This is day. So if this actually goes to my order, it won't execute. This was only supposed to be here for the market open, but it looks like we're already kind of selling off a bit more. So we had actually kind of a nice little pullback here at 11.3 or so. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a healthy little bounce in this area at some point. Another ticker I'm obviously looking at, and we tried to trade it a little bit more, is ATHE at the, I always constantly want to say, 10 million float, Australian biotech, animal testing positive results, MSA drug, which is for the Parkinson's disorder. Now this one has huge support around 3.5 and 3, so I'd probably look for a red to green move on ATHE. A lot of failed spikes on ATHE, so don't really expect this one to break any records here, but at the same time, it's probably the most obviously gapper on the day. So that's a pretty good sign. We have, big resistance at 3, former resistance. So now new support. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. And then $4 is another zone to kind of keep an eye on. So here we go. We had that high of 6. Not too surprising. Kind of a key area here as well. Yeah, this is probably one of the more interesting tickers today, so I'll probably keep a really close eye on it. I have on my second screen, so I'll be watching this one pretty much no matter what, even if it's not on my main screen. SSNT pulling back again. I did a few more trades pre-market. Let's quickly check it out. ATHE is really the only one I was really profitable with. Huza, I had a bit of a scratch, made some money, then gave back some money, and then ZCMD, I lost a little bit, and COCP as well. So let's just quickly kind of go over those. COCP, 32 million float, US biotech, no catalyst, but they have a $5 price target, news from basically a month ago. Really not something that is exciting at all. I gotta say, that's like the weakest thing I've seen news related. COCP, I tried to trade this one kind of quickly here as we were finding some support around 2.8. I gotta say, this is really unfortunate. I was up about 2%. I was looking for just a little bit more, like literally a tiny bit more. I wanted to see a crack and get to like $3, and I wanted to sell in the 290s something. Didn't get that, and I closed for a small loss. Literally, 2 candles later, it goes up 14%. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This one was a little bit annoying, and then kind of sells off here. So I don't know. Could have been easy to just trip over yourself. I won't look at COCP. I think at this point, COCP is a bit dead to me specifically, but it also doesn't look too good overall. Anything that moves so weird, I try to stay away from. ZCMD. This one fell off a cliff, had a huge spike to the upside, tried to buy some support down here where there's big support. First one closed for basically a scratch. Second one kept on pulling off. If I held a little bit longer, I could have maybe closed for a profit. It's just sketchy. When a stock moves like 20% candles to the downside, it's hard to manage your risk on a stock like this. And yeah, I don't know. I probably should have not even traded it overall. So that was that one. Who's another one I was kind of fumbling with this morning. Who's actually, hold on, where is this one? 76 million float, US oil and gas operations update. We believe it's time to continue. So actually, I kind of liked what I was hearing with this one. Where did I go wrong? Yeah, so I bought the dip when this thing was falling off a cliff. The only problem was my entry was a little bit too aggressive, and then I was all of a sudden like down like 5% on this one, and then I basically got out for where I got it, and then kept on going up. So it was too aggressive with my entry, but who would have thought I don't know. It's hard to say. Looking back, it's obvious to be like, yeah, I was too aggressive. But at the time, it felt like a good entry. I don't know. In hindsight, everything's 2020. But who's a tough one to trade? No volume. Gonna probably stick away from this one. So that basically leaves us SSNT, and it leaves us ATHE. Woo! That was like some serious stuttering. So we'll see. These are definitely the 2 tickers I'm going to be looking at for today, at least right now. We'll see if something else pops on the chart. Market SPY is down about negative 0.3%. So keep that in mind. We got another 5 minutes till the market opens, guys. Latest news on COCP. Okay, interesting. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to quickly run to the restroom, and I'll be back in like a minute. So you can see, since I have as day, this order is not going to get filled. I'm not sure if it would have got filled, to be honest. Probably not yet, but it would have got filled now. At this point, it would be filled. So I'm going to actually just go ahead and remove this order. This is going to be my kind of market open order, but it looks like it's not going to be the case this time. So ATHE, guys, I'm going to keep a really close eye on it. We have huge support, looks like at around 3.5. I don't know if we're going to crack 3.5. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm not sure if I would trade it in this area it's in right now, but ATHE, keep a close eye on it for sure. KODK is all over the place. Yeah, it came out with some news as well that there could be some insider trading. So the SEC might be filing an investigation. Doesn't look too good, guys. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought it was already looking pretty bad, and finding some support finally. A bit nope. This thing, kept on selling off. Actually kind of pulled up here higher a little bit. This is kind of impressive. So it looks like it really did find some support, because sometimes a ticker just can't pull back anymore because there's just too many stubborn people that just don't want to sell. And that's kind of what I was expecting with KODK. So this one came out with the news, horrible news. And that, it dumped pretty hard, 11%, but looks like it's back in the game here a little bit. So kind of impressive, I gotta say. This could absolutely keep ripping. So I'm gonna put an alert here, see if it breaks 16, which I kind of feel like it might. Interesting stuff. Definitely having some volume popping back up on here. We also have ADT, definitely worth a consideration as well. This thing's, slowly crawling higher again. I like to see it in these zones. A bit more volume coming in. Crawling up pretty nicely as well. And put alert here, see if it breaks higher. So got a lot of cool stuff to watch this morning. Again, you want to be a little bit careful here. We'll see how we want to take the day. It's a little bit tough to say at the moment. Got another minute and a half here till the market opens. This move on KODK looks pretty good. I'm a little bit nervous if this thing's gonna sell off here because of that last news. Senator Warren asks SEC for insider trading probe of Kodak coronavirus deal. It does seem all very, very shady. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, another 50 seconds till the market opens. Guys, good luck, everyone. Know what you want to be trading. Keep a close eye on things. Have your orders ready to go. Try not to FOMO into any trades if you missed your, whatever. Just, calm and collected, guys. IMV is in a hold since Friday. No, I do not know. That's crazy. 30 more seconds. $11 seconds here. Boom, good luck, everyone. SSNT already pulling up, has the 9-minute EMA right here on the 5-minute chart as acting as some sort of resistance. Could break right now above this VWAP zone. SSNT looks like it's really charging up right now. 26% move. Wow, I should have just probably bought that pre-market, but I didn't really want to be involved in that. Watching ATHE. ADT is over 13.6. ATHE, possible move into the 50s. First entry on ATHE. TOS is pretty laggy. ATHE still pulling back here. I have a fill. Still selling off ATHE. 10% dip so far. Looks like my first entry was probably a little bit aggressive on it. Full size on ATHE. This thing is having some issues here. Was expecting a little bit quicker of a reversal. Have an average position at 57. Possible right degree move on ATHE. I am out of ATHE, took a small loss on this one. I averaged into a little bit too early, which is a little bit unfortunate. How to manage my risk there, how to close that position, which is a little bit unfortunate. So let's see how this one performs here. Watching SSNT as well, having some support at 10. Maybe we'll see a reversal here, but this one's up a lot, making me a little bit nervous on this one. It's down about 53% from pre-market highs. ATHE just falling off a cliff again. It was good to be careful on this one. Possible support here in the 20s. Still be careful on ATHE. Possible another dip on it. SSNT finding some support. Another trade on ATHE at 319, got a fill. Average size at 320. Looking for a move now back to the 3.5 zone. Let's see if we can get a bigger move this time. I'm not sure if we're going to get a full red to green move on it. Still struggling quite a bit this one. Close some of the position. Looking for one more move here to 29. A little past 30 maybe. Sold again some of the position. Holding last 500 shares. Let's see if we can get one more move here on ATHE. Looking for that break of 30. There we go. This is a tricky one. Trying to sell here at 31. There we go. There's the break of 30. Boom. Instantly going to 34. You know what? I probably traded ATHE very sloppy because I used bigger size on it. I wanted to use bigger size. We've been getting some nice red to green moves lately, but we didn't get a nice red to green move on this one at all. So it was good that I managed my risk on it. The first entry, I sold probably a little bit too soon, but you could see that with bigger position size, I'm not fully used to it. I'm a little bit shakier. You know, we were down 200 bucks on this one, even though we were up 120 pre-market. So I'm still not totally comfortable. I said, you know, what month are we in? In August, you know, this is the month where I want to start trading $5,000 position sizes, but it's a big comfort thing. That's why, you know, I don't just go up to 10,000 or 20,000. We could, but I got to get a little bit more comfortable with that one. So up about 10% from the lows. So we had a great entry on this one. I sold way too soon, but you know, I can't complain. Took some nice base hits on it. So I'm pretty happy overall how this one played out. I probably would have even made more money on this one if I traded with smaller position size, to be honest, because I probably would have been a little bit more relaxed. ATHE finally doing what I've been waiting for this whole time. So there you go. Sometimes you just have to be a little bit more patient. But whew, that was pretty intense. That was an intense way to start the day. KODK rips past 17. Nice move here out of the gates. 18% move. Congrats to anyone that got it. I did not, unfortunately. I actually gave back a little bit of profits on KODK with my swing account. Had like an average of 15 something, and then I sold on this news, but then it popped back up. But we could review that in the recap video or maybe later today. This is a little bit unfortunate for me. I felt like, you know, I kind of was ready for a move like this, a reversal, but that last news article really dropped any of the last faith I had in it. So that is what it is. ADT struggling here at 360, found some support back at 13. This is kind of the trendy zone for it. SSNT, I had a feeling this was going to be a tricky one to trade, so I just kind of let this one go. I don't like their long-term. BLNK propped up right at the last minute. Probably won't trade it. I really don't like how BLNK is just way overextended in my eyes, so I think I'll leave it alone. It really is like ATHE, probably one of my tickers that I kind of trust the most. So I'll keep watching ATHE here. Forward CEO steps down. Interesting. ATHE breaking 3.5. I'm looking for ATHE, maybe have a bit more of a double bottom or something like that. Down 48% from its highs. $3 is clearly big support and resistance. This thing's been on kind of a climb for a while. Doesn't have that much volume today though. Probably would consider entering ATHE on some sort of pullback, maybe double bottom at 3.2, something like that. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. It looks like it might break past 3.5 right now and have a big rip to VWAP. Let's see what happens here. 3.5 getting chipped away. Everything's acting a little crazy this morning. Yeah, I totally agree with that. A little crazy is almost an understatement. It's been freaking insane today. I don't see myself jumping on this 3.5 breakout here, which could happen. It's getting chipped away. Boom, 352 for 355. Okay, there it is. Nice move, ATHE, huge breakout. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of predictable, the move, in terms of it was probably going to have a VWAP retest at one point. I thought that might be a little bit closer to like 945, 950. So I was waiting for this one to have a secondary pullback and then do that. So this is a little bit more aggressive than I would have wanted. Yeah, so interesting stuff here. Talk about Ripsky, yep. Here goes, ATHE having its first pullback after a 5-minute breakout. This technically could be an entry, but I don't know, we'll see. I think we have to keep in mind that ATHE is one of the main stocks to trade, I think, today. So I think anyone that's a breakout trader is looking at this pullback for an entry. I just still see a lot of risk in ATHE. Instantly going back to 3.5. We could talk about space and some other large caps a little bit later. Right now, it's hard to take my eyes off a few of these moves. Don't want to miss a potential entry. That was a lot of sell volume on that ATHE move. I'd be a little bit nervous. Let's see if we can break back above 4 and see what kind of continuation we'll get out of it. I wouldn't probably be jumping on it just yet, though. Today's a crazy day, man. You know, if you don't know what to buy today, it's totally fine just not buying anything. You know, forcing a trade, jumping into something is also not a good idea. Don't ever have the feeling that you need to buy something. I think we all have that feeling, but try not to, you know, react to it and see what you can learn, see what you can see in the market overall. Are there going to be some sort of good setups? Is there something that fits my criteria? And if there's not, oftentimes the best position is cash. Oh yeah, ZCMD, 12 million float, renews the Johnson & Johnson contract, Chinese health and services company. I could see this definitely ripping. I'm pretty nervous how this thing traded pre-market, so I don't think I'm going to touch it. But yeah, I mean, this thing has huge potential. What time did it get halted? Because once it opens up, this is going to be pretty fun to watch. I didn't see when the last order went through. Markets are basically break even at the moment. Nice, Steven. That's a beautiful thing. Already almost wrapping up. That's phenomenal. I already hit the targets. 937.17. Thanks for that, Simon. So that was a 10-minute halt on ZCMD. $5 is the number to crack. This could have a quick flush to the downside. That's kind of what I'm expecting, to be honest. Yep, having that crack. SINT with a pretty ferocious little pullback here. Let's not forget that we have an order on this one. I'm going to remove my order for now. Put another alert on this. Had a pretty decent open, but they had that huge resistance at 315 and then instantly sold off. SINT could be a really good dip here. 12 million float, US medical company with an increased price target. Let's see if it kind of holds this high around 2.5. I'm still watching ATHE. I do think about like 955 or something sometime, maybe getting closer to 10. This thing could have another little pop here to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for with ATHE. Any sort of dip in the mid to low 40s, I'd probably jump on with SINT. ATHE pulling back. Yeah, I saw that, Joe. I kind of upset. I had my limit order in at 27 or so, and I just missed my entry. I was like, no, that was exactly the move I was talking about. On my swing trade account, I've been missing trades left and right. I'm always just like 1 or 2% too conservative on them. I just got to get used to just jumping in on it and, you know, averaging down or something like that, if anything. ATHE, watching this one for a crack of 30 here, and then maybe moving into the 20s. ATHE pulling back a bit. Went into the 20s, but not for very long. We hit like 25 or so. No, not even. '20s, 28, I think. Yep, ATHE, possible double bottom here. May have missed it though. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to probably remove my limit of order for now. Keep an eye and see if we break below 28 or 29 and possibly be ready to go on another entry on this one. SSNT, man, up 190. Ugh. Is at or below. Okay, here we go. Possible setup. Partial size on ATHE. Looking for a quick move here back to the EMA and then maybe do a secondary trade here in a little bit. Looks like I am almost out at 35. I'm going to close my order here. This one could break into 3.5 territory. That's kind of the main trade I'm looking for. I'm not trying to trade a perfect exit or a perfect entry. So if I can take a chunk of that move with better risk reward, that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually even looking for a second possible pullback on ATHE. So let's see what happens here on it. Looks like it's breaking 340. This could flush down. I'm a little bit interested to see what we're gonna get here. 344. SINT pulling back again. Whoops, my other laptop just turned off. It's like, why do I not see anything? KOD possible rip. Man, I can't believe KODK. Later, Michael. Sorry to hear, man. Michael, that literally happens to me several times today, man. Pre-market, I totally feel you. It's 9:55, guys. ATHE is kind of looking like it's trying to set up for a move here back above the 9-minute EMA on the 5-minute chart. So let's keep a close eye on that. ATHE right now dropping like a rock, back to 27. We had the low at about 21. Overall, this looks like a pretty good setup here. Just keeping a close eye on it. Would probably buy a dip into the 20s. Not sure if we're gonna even get that. SINT pulling back here at 47. ATHE at 36, kind of building some momentum up here. Might crack the 9-minute EMA any second. I don't really feel comfortable watching SINT at the same time. ATHE has definitely the potential to rip back above 3.5. Not totally sure if it's going to do it right now. Might have a bit of a fake out dip before a reversal. If it reverses at all, I'm not even sure. Move into the 20s. Pretty low volume here. Possible first entry at 25. Pulling back to 24. Limit order at 24. Just got another fill here at 24. Possible second fill at 23. Gonna remove my 23 order. Looking for that break of the 9-minute EMA. I was looking for that, fake dip, but I'm not sure if this is going to be a fake dip, so I might have to close out on this one. Still a lot of resistance here. 330 needs to really get chipped away pretty quickly for me to stay in this trade. I'm going to close this trade for same entry that I got in. Still seems like it's selling off a little bit here. Here we go. This could be the break right now, 330. All right, it looks like I closed my position right a hair too soon. It is what it is. I'm not going to jump in it just yet again. Just going to give it a little bit of time. I think we're going to break the 9-minute EMA here. This is looking pretty strong. $332 looking strong. Yep, 336. This is the move I was waiting for. Let's see if we can get a bit more strength in here and really break it to 3.5. $10.01. Are we going to start seeing a reversal at some time? That's the big question here with ATHE. It's pretty slow. I don't really like the fact that it's this slow, making me a little bit more comfortable the fact that I'm out of this one. 334. It is kind of building momentum and starting to chip away at 34, but it's struggling. Here we go, 34, 35. I want this to break higher and then maybe we buy it on the pullback or so. Otherwise, if it dips, I'd probably consider buying that on a dip as well. Here, 37, this is looking really good. Whew, it's messing with my mind. Let's go back to SINT, just kind of look at what happened here on this one. So it looks like, you know, buying at that 43 zone would have worked on this one. Pulled up about 2%, so that could have been a successful trade. Yeah, it is totally a different game. That's so true. With bigger size. There we go. ATHE hit 3.5. That's what we were waiting for. Quickly, instantly pulls back. Very quickly. ATHE definitely does look good in this area. $34, $38. Yeah, there we go. The break of 3.5. Man, talk about being right thesis, like right idea, and a little bit of the wrong timing. I sell almost at the perfect low in that last candle, and then I sell at the perfect low of the last candle, then goes up 10%. So, oh well, it is what it is. Can't get them all. SSNT was insane fun to trade, yeah. Zigzag nasty. Here we go. Possible pullback on ATHE. $4.25. Possible entry at 41. Got a fill at 40. Looking for ATHE to pull back above 3.5. It's 452, 1004, 52. Let's see if we can get that second move now. Sometimes we get these 10 o'clock rippers. That's what I'm looking for right now. Bigger buy volume just kind of popped up there on 39. I don't know if you guys saw that. So that's a good sign. Let's see if we can break back above the 3.5. I don't really want to see this hang out in this area too long. 350 might get chipped away here. 350 just got chipped away. $46, $47. Looking for that move over 5.5 and then ideally into the 60s. Same thesis as before. New minute and 18 seconds here. $52. Yeah, it's a big question. Like, can we break back above the 56 zone? That's really what we want to see. It's struggling for sure. Looks like it might even break lower here again. A little bit annoying. Yeah, and we're back in the red on this one. So, right idea. I could have took my profits. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? I'm trying to get out of this trade, and I keep pressing the wrong decimal place. It's extremely annoying. Come on, TOS. What is going on? I'm freaking... Oh, my God. Hold on 1 second, guys. Whew! Finally got my exit. Yeah, so this really runs home to base hits, and honestly, I'll say this again and again. Like a lot of what we hear in the chat room is like, Alex, you take profits too soon. You got to hold longer. Every time I don't take my base hits, I sell for a loss, and there's really nothing worse than being up 5% like we were and then closing for a loss. I was looking for ATHE to break that VWAP, but we didn't get it, so I don't know. It might still do it. I'm not saying it's not going to do it, but my thesis was wrong. I was looking for that break of 3.5 into the 3.6s, and then we had that kind of flush right there at the end. Luckily, we didn't sell at the perfect bottom, but we sold at about 33 and it went down to 28, so yeah, it is what it is. And then I couldn't get out the second half. I honestly don't know why. I kept on having TOS issues. Looks like some error alerts. I probably double clicked something. I don't really think it's maybe TOS's fault, but everything is really laggy right now. It's sometimes a little stressful when you're trying to get out of a trade and it doesn't work. Yeah. Yep, super true, Ryan. Like, I wasn't even looking for like a home run 10% something. I was just looking, for that break of 3.6. We had the nice breakout, we had the pullback, and then I was looking for the resolution. We didn't get it. And honestly, when it was looking weak, like when we didn't get it right away, that should have been my sign to sell. It is what it is. So gave back some profits on that one. Is AAL finally doing something? 1175. It is kind of crawling back up. That is for sure. I still have not sold my AAL. I'm just holding on to it. Nice sell, Ryan. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it ripped past 4, and that's when the FOMO really starts hitting the wall. But what can you do? In the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, did you manage your risk? And that's really the most important thing, and that's really the only important thing. So with ATHE, I did. I managed my risk. I should have took my profits when I had them. Again, yesterday I was like, there's nothing worse than being up 4 or 5% and then selling for a loss. And that's literally what happened on this trade. So, lesson for everyone, or like if you guys already know the lesson, it's not like I don't either, reinforcement right there. So yeah, we could have walked away probably with like $460 profit on ATHE, but now we're walking away with $300 profit. If we walked away right now. Right now, I'm still just kind of watching this one. It does have that potential for another VWAP test, but I don't know. I don't see I don't see that trade setup anymore in it that I felt like I saw a second ago. So we'll see. Yeah. Nice, Michael. I see your AAL comment. Congrats, man. Yeah, John, good call with the relative volume on ATHE. It's not too high at all. But, you know, again, I was not looking for ATHE to, you know, break through like 4.5 or pre-market highs. I was just looking for a possible move towards VWAP for a quick retest. I wasn't even looking for the break of VWAP. So didn't really feel like I was being super aggressive on it, but I guess I don't know. It just didn't work out. I don't know. Not every trade works out. Yeah, Mr. Bill, it's tough. Today's a tricky day. Very, very tricky day. SSNT might be building up somewhat of a base here. It's like 2 million float. US software app company acquires Prairie Tech Solutions Group. It's 10:13. I definitely wouldn't trade this past 10:30. So if I wanted to trade on it right now would probably be the time. Looks like it might break the 5-minute EMA. That's good. Or the 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart. So that is looking good. Maybe we'll see a quick little pullback. %63 sold off from pre-market highs. It's insane. SINT would have been a good one. I stopped watching this one, which is a little bit unfortunate. I had that order at 43, and then this thing ripped here, 20 cents a share. So this would have been a pretty nice winner, actually, but I stopped trading SINT to focus on ATHE. Tough, man. You got to like really pick the battles. Looks like we picked the wrong one that time. Nice, Lisa. Congrats. Yep, Brent, I have a video on the pre-market scanner in the video description below. I don't really trust buying this pullback on SSNT. This was a 22% bounce off the lows, and my biggest thing that I don't like about SSNT is really the long-term chart. I find it a disaster. $7 has a bit more support, seems to have some body. $7 and $6 might be two zones to look at, but yeah, I am not a big fan. I like the percent moves on SSNT though. I mean, that little candle right there is like 6%. That is really strong movement. ATHE has nowhere near that kind of speed. It's pretty up there, but I think SSNT was a little bit more aggressive. ATHE on the 5-minute actually looks like, again, a pretty decent setup here. I don't know, Spirit Pro, that's a good question. I just, if a candle to me is like a 6, 7, 8% candle, that seems like a big candle. I like to see stuff like that. So ATHE, this candle right here is a 7%. That's a pretty nice move. It's probably pretty subjective, or like everyone thinks a big move is different, right? But I think objectively to this ticker and to the small cap world, like a 7% candle is pretty nice. Especially if we're not talking about holds. Thanks, TG. Appreciate all the likes, guys. It really, really means a lot. Thanks for that. And if you're totally new, consider subscribing, guys. Hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the recap video, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning as well when we go again live at 9:15 a.m. to review the watch list and trade the market open. ONEM. One Life Healthcare Inc. That actually sounds kind of familiar. One Life. Seems like this one even probably pays a dividend. PE 40, negative 45. Estimate dividend yield, doesn't pay dividend. Near 30, bouncing off at 30, having a little bit of a retest here at 35. Interesting stuff. It seems like 28, kind of like 27. This is like an area worth watching for sure. I know nothing about this company, so I can't really comment on it. It looks like they recently got a price target raised about a month ago, less than a month ago. Date of second quarter results. So they have earnings coming up. I don't know if that's something yet you want to trade into or not, but could be something worth considering. I don't know, the 9-minute EMA or the 9 EMA right here in this area. 32.5 is definitely huge resistance. I wouldn't be buying it as it approaches 32.5. I would see if this kind of consolidates, or I would buy it after earnings. But, I kind of had a failed breakout here, so that's not a good sign either. Biggest volume on the sell. I don't know, might find some support at 2.7, but I'm not convinced. I would have to know more about the company to want to swing it. SSNT at that failed move. SINT is kind of pulling back. DPHC, look at this thing kind of popping out of nowhere. Bit of a slower mover though. We do have a kind of move from 14 to 15, so $1 a share, not too bad. But this is kind of what I mean. It's a bit slower. So, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles is a 7% move. While on ATHE, on just another candle, it's a 7% candle. That's kind of what I mean by that's a big move. A 7% candle is pretty nice. So DPHC, respectively, or relatively to the other small cap gappers, is moving pretty small. And check out the market cap on DPHC. I mean, it's 520 million. So moving a company like this is much, much harder than, you know, SSNT with a 36 million market cap and a 2 million float. I mean, that company can absolutely explode. Looks like the second green day on DPHC. Not really sure why it's up so much. Nordstrom Motors and Corp, so they're kind of mixed in the EV kind of cycle of things right now. Yeah. ATHE finally doing that move towards VWAP that we were expecting this whole time. Ugh. I'm nervous for a flush on ATHE, but I do think that we might have a potential for a quick dip buy on this one. $10.23. A lot more volume pulling into ATHE at the moment. Here we go. Could rip right now, ATHE. Let's see how this one plays out. 351, definitely some support there. Maybe we can get an entry at 47. Doesn't really look like it. This thing is really getting ready for a move, it seems like. %14 from the lows right now. This could be the break of the VWAP right now. It's tough to say. Gonna remove my order. I probably do like 15 trades on average. Last week we had a few days over 20, like 22, 23, but usually, you know, 15 give or take, maybe close, maybe more like 17 give or take. Monish, that's a good question. My VWAP is at, I think, 2 and -2. Here we go. There's the break of VWAP. That's what we were waiting for. Yeah, 2 and -2. Crazy. There it goes. The train has left the station. I think if I kept trading today, I'd probably just trade with pure FOMO. I might just wrap it up today, guys, to be honest. Missed a lot of moves today, but I think we made the best out of a pretty sloppy trading day. Like, just ridiculous what we were seeing out here today. All the lead gappers were pulling back. SSNT, probably one of the most ugly long-term charts we've seen on the gappers for a while. ATHE, you know, just so many fake outs. Took so long to start cracking higher. Having some big resistance now at 440. I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, I'd be totally happy wrapping it up right now. So I don't know. I feel like, you know, making more money at this point would probably be less satisfactory as giving back profits at this point. I don't know why, but it probably would be. Michael. This could be a quick pullback. Nice, KO. ATHE could be a really nice entry around 83. That'd probably be the one spot I would look to it. Probably would not take full size though. I like the fact that we had a bit more momentum pull up into this one. Woohoo! This thing is still flying. 33% up. So, you know, I'm over here trying to take my 4% base hit, don't even get it, and then it, you know, then it absolutely flies through the roof, 36% up. Man, imagine being at 5K position size at a 36% mover. That'd be much, much nicer, but yeah, this time we just didn't get it. It is what it is. So 4.5, this is pretty nice. Remember, guys, be very careful with ATHE. It pulled back so much pre-market. Every time we see a ticker pull back that much pre-market, we oftentimes don't really see it amount to much. So 47% from the pre-market highs, and then pre-market already pulled back a pretty decent chunk of that, like 42%. So just keep that in mind. ATHE, guys, huge, huge, huge red flag. A lot of these last spikers on it did not hold the highs well. We got big resistance here as well, 4.5. Right now we're at 4.5. Maybe we'll get a quick little pullback to VWAP, but just be careful. Just be very, very careful with this one. I wouldn't be buying near the highs. Although that 410 entry, John, was pretty sweet. Nice, Jay. 340 in, 420 out. That's really good. Almost $1 a share on a $3 stock is massive. That's a huge, huge win, man. John thinks I was crazy. Why do you think I was crazy? Crazy about what? Joe, my kids called me downstairs as ATHE blew up. Yeah, working from home is really dangerous. I think there's a huge disconnect with everyone thinking that there is no such thing as working from home. Like you're always available to do other things. So I have my own office in my house. And if I'm in my office, like it's a sure sign to not distract me. I think you have to make that kind of a rule when you work at home, or else you're just gonna freak out at one point. Nice move on ATHE, man. This is literally what I was waiting for all morning. I thought we were gonna get the move at 10. We didn't get it. Then I don't know. Then I just didn't trade it anymore. It's about 10:30 now. Sweet move. Congrats to everyone that traded this one. Sweet. Congrats, guys, cleaning it up. Yeah, Michael, totally true. I'm just in that phase where I want to increase my overall position size to $5,000, my bigger ones. And then from there, I want to get to $10,000. But yeah, you know, getting comfortable, it takes time. It's not like something that happens overnight. So I got to work on getting more comfortable with these big sizes. So, you know, I want my small positions to be about 2,000, 2.5, 3,000, and then my big positions around 5,000. Big positions are really like when I feel really comfortable with a potential setup, and I know that this one is a really good one for risk reward, then I want to use the bigger position sizes. So, but yeah, I mean, literally like 2 months ago, we were trading with $500 position sizes. So trading with a $5,000 position size, and I'm like used to like a $20 move. It's a lot to kind of take in sometimes. Yeah, breakout trading is tough. I mean, that takes a little bit, I think, of time to kind of get used to. But if you just constantly trade breakouts, you constantly get used to it. You practice what to look for. I think anyone can make it a thing. You just got to be really, really focused and study a lot of your past trades. Just studying is so important. What is the 7,800 position on your chart? That's not a position. That's just all the things I've sold today. So ATHE, buy and sell. I've sold I bought 7,800 shares and I've sold 7,800 shares. So in total, that's the amount I've traded on ATHE today. My stop loss isn't a dollar amount. It's usually percentage based. It's 4% to I'm usually getting out, and then 8% is like my max stop loss. And that translates to 20 to 40 cents on a $5 stock. And usually the low of the former candle is also a stop, or signs of weakness in a ticker is another stop. Calm down, quoting at the perfect spots. I like it. You need more practice if you want 5,000 shares. Yep, that's why we trade every day. Every day we hopefully get a little bit better. Mara's going nuts from yesterday. Do I have TOS at order submission set to 0? Stuff diet. I'm not totally sure about that, to be honest. At order submission rate is 0. Yep. There we go. There it is. I forgot where it was. I was like, it's somewhere in these settings. I forgot where. Yeah, so double clicking should allow me to do a double fill. And I shouldn't have any errors, but who knows? It's really weird when TOS is super laggy. Wow, look at this. ATHE. Man, I stop out at 330. Now it's at $5. Absolutely crazy. JMIA. Let's check it out. Jumia Technologies. Yeah, huge run on this one. No idea why. I mean, you guys probably know much more about this ticker than I do. I have not looked at it before. Well, actually, it looks like I have looked at it before. I marked it down in this $6, $7 zone. It's had a huge exponential run. Yesterday, it had much more volume on the candle, so the run might be losing some steam. We have big resistance at 25. It's also one of those kind of key quarter zones. So let's see what happens. Wow, ATHE, guys, breaks $5. Absolutely insane. don't know, it's looking weak in this area. I mean, it's had a phenomenal run, but this is not a ticker that is probably the best entry right now in my eyes. So JMIA, I'd probably wait for a bigger pullback, maybe find some support in the 20s or maybe around 17 or so. Clearly, we have some major resistance, support and resistance in these areas. So something between, I don't know, 20 and say, I don't know, 18 or so. Wow, ADT is finally pulling back here. Yeah, Jay, I did not think it was going to break either. This volume really came in strong on ATHE. So super, really nice to see that. I like to see these stocks recover. It makes me feel good. Obviously, you know, I missed out on it, which is a little bit unfortunate, but still really nice what we saw here. So ATHE, you know, was super dead, was not moving, and now it's, you know, back in the game. Really sweet to see that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda got a bit more aggressive on it, huh? ADT selling off here below 13 just a little bit, but I think, you know, this one could be a really good buy for the fact that it didn't really sell off much today at all. So it's holding the highs really well after like an 80% move on a big company like that. That's a really good sign. So, you know, this could be a phenomenal trade at one point. Let me see what my order is on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Challenge account. Let's see what we got on this thing. Could I even buy this right now? Let me quickly see what my order size is. Yeah, I don't have enough money on my Roth account to buy that. There, we got a small order in here just to kind of keep track of it. All right, John, man, take care. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out, man, if you haven't done so. All you have to do to change your studies is I think you can just double click on them and then it'll pop up. Okay, maybe the double click didn't work, but then just go to studies and you could go ahead and edit all your studies, edit studies, and then just click on the study right here with the gear icon, and then you just go ahead and change some of these settings on it. It's pretty straightforward. You can see the -2 and then 2 deviation. All right, guys, ATHE is pulling back a little bit here. We know that $4 is huge support. Just kind of watching this zone. Would maybe consider trading ATT. Look at SSNT also pulling up here a little bit. No problem, guys. Yeah, ATHE is definitely a bit of FOMO for sure. Looks like it's about to. The profit we'll talk about at the end, but I think we're about like $300 up on the day or something. No, that's not true. I don't know where we're at. Maybe like 250 or 200 or something like that. We gave back more profits. Trade on the phone, man, good luck with that. Here we go, still selling off ATHE. Possible little bounce here. Maybe an entry at 39. Was looking at bounce back to VWAP, but I didn't get that entry. I was actually wanting to get a fill closer to 30s. If it sells off one more time, I'd probably consider buying it. $39, still a lot of selling pressure on this one, but it might have that little move right now, back higher. 36, that'd be about a 6% move, 3% move so far. Watch out, guys. ATHE is clearly on the backside of a move. It's probably not going to make a new high at the moment. Definitely more risky in this area. I'd be looking for probably about like a 2 to 3% trade on this one if I got it. Yeah, you can play stops with bracket trades or using the templates up here. Not really my favorite thing to do though. There we go. That would have been a good 20 cents a share profit on that. Just missed it. 4% move too. Pretty sweet. I'd be very careful here in this area. Chance of this thing pulling back again is quite high. I would expect this to go closer to $4 even. I'm not sure if we're going to break VWAP right away at 415, but who knows? We might. $450, trying to break higher from there. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Selling volume and buying volume both are fading at the moment. Clearly on the backside of a move, guys. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm bullish AAL because I'm long AAL, so I'm gonna probably keep holding it. Oh, here we go. ATHE. I like the fact that AAL tried to dip below 11, but it was very light volume. It makes me feel a bit more confident with that trade overall. ATHE, can it find some support here above VWAP, or is it going to break VWAP right now? It's the big question. I don't really see it cracking VWAP right away, but anything's possible. That was a 12%, 13% move so far. It's tough to say. I don't really feel comfortable buying ATHE in this area. Markets are back all green, surprisingly. Bitcoin's down a little bit. Interesting. Yeah, we do have a little different VWAPs, but at least it's roughly all the same. Right now, my VWAP's at around 415. ATHE is quite the little stinker. I'd be really careful with this one, guys. I mean, it's already showed so much weakness that it's not really the one probably to get blindly aggressive on. Although that rally was pretty impressive that we saw from 10.20 to about, I don't know, 10.35. It really depends, Edgar, what platform you're using. All the platforms are a little different. Gotcha. That makes sense. ATHE might break up this 440 zone, but I'm not going to trade this one at the moment. Beaches, Puerto Rico. I typically don't look at a ticker, or I stop looking at a ticker when it starts pulling back below 30 or 40% pre-market, typically 30%. The only reason we're still looking at ATHE is because it's still one of the lead gappers on the day with the most dollar volume, just like SSNT and ATHE. And I mean, I guess you can say DPHC and BLNK, but those are small percentage gain movers, so not as interesting. Here we go. There's the flush we've been waiting for the whole time. 417. I would like, honestly, to see a break of 4. Make me feel a little bit more comfortable with it. See, still trading GNUS. There we go. ATHE, bigger drop now. I'd be looking for one more candle like that. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. No, selling pressure is real. You always want to be extra careful when you're on the backside of a move. They tend to always kind of be a little bit more aggressive than you'd expect because the pullbacks were really nice and lenient. And then on the backside, it's always just like wham, wham, wham. You're like, ah. That's my experience. Screaming and all. It looks like 1390 came in as a support. So nice crack of VWAP, crack of $4. Buying in the 90s would have been probably a good idea, but yeah, again, I think I'm just kind of watching this one. Super true, KO. That's what I mean by backside of the move. You want to be careful because it's selling off. We had the front side of the move right here, and now we're in the back side of the move right here. So, yep, you just want to be careful. Here we go. ATHE selling off again. That sell-off wasn't as strong as I was expecting. So it looks like we dipped all the way to about 3.91 on it. Interesting. Let's see if we break a new low into that. quick move right there to 87. Sell volume is going down. Yeah, SSNT, look at that thing, kind of picking up some volume here as well, just like ATHE did. So this one actually probably would be a little bit more interesting for, you know, breakouts, pullbacks and such. Just keep in mind that this thing also sold off very aggressively pre-market. But it looks like it might have that VWAP retest getting close to $10. This will be interesting to watch. MGM, nice. I was actually looking at some of those for possible reites, some dividend plays on them. Yeah, Gabrielle, me neither. The market is just an absolute like ticking time bomb, I feel like. Look at SSNT. This is why I didn't want to trade it. You know, typically you'd be looking for something with a nice healthy pullback. This thing's just not it. Let's go back to KODK. Let's see what happened with this one. So we hit that high of 17 and just kind of didn't really hold that area though. ATHE still selling off. Quick last dip here. Well, I don't know if it's the last one, but it's definitely another dip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty decent 5-minute red candles in a row. ATHE at a low of 380 now. All right, Jay, man, take care. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out, man. Appreciate it. Zima. Yeah, I don't know. My thoughts on GNUS is pretty simple, I guess. Just looking for stocks to trade with big volume, and GNS US, I guess, is slowly picking up again. That's true. You know, it'd be really funny if, you know, with the second wave of Corona, if there's actually, you know, the market tanks, but airline stocks actually go up. You know, for some reason, I can honestly see that happening because the whole entire market recovered, and the only thing that has not recovered are airline stocks. So, and they came out with their earnings, they came out with, you know, their quarterlies, their financials, and they were horrible. And the stock did not go, they actually went up because I think maybe the airlines might be so sold off. So I don't know, the airlines are really interesting things to kind of keep an eye on. I mean, look, today we have another big spike to the upside. It just, you know, it can't maintain the selling pressure. We have a hammer candle there. We had a failed breakout out of 11. It looks okay, I gotta say. I'm still holding at 11.5 something. So I've been up 10%. I've been down, I don't know, 5 or so percent, maybe 8%. It's been quite the roller coaster, this one. Yeah, 7, 8%. Maybe I've been down. I should have, you know, locked in some profits on this kind of 180-day, 180 simple moving average on the 4-hour. Just kind of, you know, locked in some profits, but yeah, I don't know. Easier said than done, right? PRPO. How is that one doing? PRPO. This one's been such a wild card. Just kind of rips out of nowhere, then gets halted, and then pulls back the rest of the time. I don't know if I would trade this one. Some decent support at 3 and then ran all the way back to 4, but you had to be really ready to sell because it was for a split second. So I don't know. Okay, hopefully it's a quick antivirus test. All the antivirus tests, not all of them, but a lot of them take quite a long time to get the results. That was quite the sell-off here on ATHE. I gotta say that was quite impressive. Just kind of still selling off here. I'm not sure if it's going to break above the 9-minute, but it's actually for once looks somewhat okay. Still watching ATHE in this area. Could crack 375 right now. Possible buy under that area. There you go, 374. Sell volume is pretty light, I gotta say. was looking for a little bit bigger of a move. Instantly popped back up 2%. That was kind of a big old pop to the upside. Here we go, second attempt here at 375. Let's see if it breaks through it. So it looks like we found some pretty decent support at 375. This thing might try to break the EMA. It's kind of consolidating a little bit right below it. 5-minute chart looks like it could be a potential setup. I wouldn't be surprised if it had a quick little pullback to like 385 or so. $390 getting chipped away. Well, that could also already be the reversal right here. Yeah, interesting stuff. Just kind of watching and learning here on ATHE. Not really, no major plans on it. I thought I might buy the dip at 375, but it happened so quick, and I was looking for maybe it to go into the 320s. Didn't happen. 372s. So. Nice, Tan. Happy to hear, man. Congrats. That's awesome. That is sweet. Abdul and TOS on their platform, like inside of Trade Journal. I mean, oh God, I'm all over the place. Inside of TDAmeritrade.com, when you log into TD Ameritrade, you can change the nickname it's called of your account. That's a good one, Ryan. That's really funny. All right, guys, let's wrap it up here. My brain is like twitching. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. I basically was done with trading at 10 o'clock and then, just kind of stuck around to check out some tickers with you guys. And yeah, I pretty much knew I was done with the last trade on ATHE, which you don't even see on this chart. It's been so long. It was basically at 10:05 or something like that. ATHE was a fun one. We had some decent moves on it. I kind of got what I wanted at first, and then we had some scratches, gave back some money, made some money. It wasn't really perfect afterwards. Was waiting for this giant move all morning. I thought it was going to happen around 10. That's where I got really aggressive here, and then I kind of stopped trading in this area, although I should have clearly jumped on it. So in the recap video, we definitely want to be talking about ATHE. At what point would have been that clear sign? So a lot to review there. Maybe we'll talk about some swing trades today, because I do think there are some possible setups for swings and would be worth looking into. Woo, ATHE having a mean flush right now. I sure like wrapping up trading. It's always like the best part. Well, actually, it's not the best part. I love the trading, and I like the first thing at 7 a.m. in the morning watching the stocks. But when you wrap up the day, it's like, okay, it is what it is. Let's wrap it up there. It's a beautiful thing. I find it's a beautiful thing. So we wrapped up today with $262 profit. We were probably over $500 profit for a little bit with ATHE. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe. maybe like 450 or so. ATHE, we're almost at $500 profit on this one, but then I gave back a lot of profits. I didn't take my profits with that little bounce we had, so it was a little bit messy. But overall, 260 on the day, can't really complain. A pretty sweet day. Pretty happy about that. I got to get used to trading bigger size. That's probably one of my biggest issues at the moment. So it's just one of those things that's just going to take time. Like, it's not one of those things where tomorrow I'm going to be more comfortable. I'll be a little bit more comfortable, but I won't be fully comfortable yet. And then hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have a really nice groove trading $5,000, maybe even $6,000 on the occasion. If I don't feel that groove, then maybe I'm going to take it a little bit slower on increasing position sizes. Because yesterday we didn't have any really big position sizes, and it was one of my biggest days. So you don't necessarily need bigger position size, but I obviously want to take it to a much bigger position size, just so 10% profit is more than 10% profit on a $1,000 position size than a $10,000 position size. All right, guys, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it, guys. The community has been phenomenal. Nice, Abdul. Sweet. Good to hear. I am exhausted, so I'm going to have some chocolate milk and chill for a little bit, and I'll get into the recap video. I'll see you guys. Till next time. So, Aussie saucy. I like to hear it. Mr. and Miss. That's a good question. I don't know. I bought mine on what avenue was it? I don't know. The street near Wall Street, when you go out of Wall Street and then you have the bowl. It was right next to the bowl. It was literally, I bought this next to the bowl. I can't forget. It was like near Broad Street, like the one over from Broad Street in New York City. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take care. Stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.